Hello and welcome to another live coaching. Ooh, my setup is a little bit, it's a little bit, what's the right way to say it politely? Uh, I don't have much light. I don't have much internet connection, but we're making do. This is my new spot in Cape Town. We moved out of the beach house. Now we're staying with friends. And exciting news, my coaching, the masterclass, the Cape Town masterclass starts tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm looking forward. I always get a little bit nervous before these masterclasses because there's so much that I want to teach. There's so much that I want to impart. And I feel that pressure. It's almost like before a competition or something else. And it's, I think, really normal and part of learning. And so that's the reason I mention it, because it kind of ties in with learning new things and being nervous about it. I'm just going to clean my little camera for a second. There, that's a little bit clearer. But anyway, I'm excited. The masterclass starts tomorrow. Filled up, and yeah, it's good. I'm ready. And it looks like we've got some good conditions for the next 3 days. And so, yeah, we'll see. I'll let you guys know next week, Sunday, how it went. Meanwhile, I had some fun days on the water this last week here in Cape Town. And yeah, it's been nice. Cape Town, it's my first time here in 4 years. Used to come quite a bit, especially for the World Cup training. But this is my first time in 4 years since COVID. And yeah, it's good to be back. It's a beautiful, special place. Greg is here. Greg is a Sunday live stream regular, and he is on the master class. First time in Cape Town, first time sailing today, and he is going to be in the group tomorrow. Herman, hello, Herman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so it's been a fun week. I've had some fun sessions on the water. I will load up the Facebook group. Let's get into the coaching. I want to get to bed early. I've got an early start tomorrow. Ragnar. Hello, Ragnar. Got an early start tomorrow. I'm staying on the south side. So there's a south side and a north side. Cape Town, I'm staying on the south side. So I've got a bit of a drive to the north side where we're meeting and where everyone else is staying. So can't stay up too late hanging out with you all, even if I'd like to. Tomas, how's your injury? Tomas, another Sunday regular, and he had a bad injury. So how you doing? All right. I'm going to roll through the Facebook group, but you guys know the drill. Interrupt me, say hi in the chat, ask me questions, let me know how your session was. All of the above. We got Jorg in the chat. Hey, Jorg. Jorg had 2 hours in cold water in southern Sweden. Tomas is starting his rehab, and he's saying, not great so far. Yeah, injuries suck. My main piece of advice with injuries, and I've had a bunch, is when you're doing the rehab, you really want to work with a therapist, a sports therapist, who's used to working with athletes, because not all physiotherapists are used to working with athletes. Some of them predominantly work with old people or with people who don't train at all or people who don't have sport commitments in their life. So you really want to make sure that you're working with someone who works with athletes, because it is going to be a different rehab program. And even if that means going to someone not covered by your insurance, and okay, everyone has different budgets, but maybe that means doing the rehab that your insurance covers and doing 5 sessions with a physio who works primarily with athletes that you're paying out of pocket for, and then you can do the exercises on your own, and it really makes a big difference. All right, I'm going to jump into the group. First of all, Max. Hello, Max. Welcome. Cape Town is delivering and will be delivering the next few days. So we've got Roland Lucas posting in the group. So he's got a video on YouTube of foiling in La Ventana. This looks pretty fun. Like it. I like it. Smooth sailing. But this question is not a coaching question. We've got a sail question. He's on the Taka. I think the Taka is a good sail for foiling. So I think this is a good quiz. Nick, good. Getting tongue-tied. I think this is a good choice, and you don't have to mix quivers. I think the Taka is a good sail for foiling. Yeah, cool. All right. Next up, Andrew with a funny post. This is a picture of me from a few years ago, one hand, 1 foot back loop. These are harder than they look. Maybe they look hard, but somehow these are hard. But it really depends. It depends on the day and depends on the side. With starboard tack, I can do 1 foot back loops, no problem. And port tack, I can't to save my life. I can do one hand back loops both sides, kind of no problem. And this is a crazy stuck in the footstrap image. Ouch. From Andrew. All right, we've got a question from Christoph. Hey, Christoph, thanks for joining us. Another regular. Bryce and Seth got a port tack side off down the line session north of Santa Cruz. I didn't know that happened. That's awesome. Where were they? Where works when you've got southerly winds? I've had a lot of fun sailing around Santa Cruz, Waddell, Davenport, Scotts Creek. There's a lot of fun spots around Santa Cruz with the normal northerly winds. All right, while we wait for Christoph, we got a question from John, who's asking about winter gear and finger protection. We've got some good answers. Something that I will add that's not in here because it's not about fingers is that you can wear a merino wool top, like something that maybe you would use for skiing, so not something for water. But as long as it's a good wool, you can wear it under your wetsuit and it will keep you warm even when it's wet. And I've used that trick a few times in really cold water. Otherwise, you guys are more the experts than I am. All right, next up, Matt has a question. It's also about cold water. And he's looking for a recommendation of a suit under 1 to 2 millimeters that will keep the core warm and not interfere with putting on a wetsuit. So this is maybe that merino thing that I'm talking about. I've used that before. You can get those merino wool tops. You can get a long sleeve top and wear it under your wetsuit, just a thin top, and that really helps to keep you warm. There are a few other wools as well, like there's one, they come from a goat. They have them here in South Africa as well. I'm blanking on the name, and it's mohair. You can also get mohair. They have hollow hairs, I believe. So really lightweight, but also keeps you warm and will stay warm even when wet. But that's going to be a lot harder to find. It's a more expensive wool. It's more difficult to get. Whereas you can get a really good high performance merino wool top. You want to make sure that it's 100% merino wool because that will still keep you warm even when it is wet. So that's something that I've used and it's been really effective. I'll just throw this in there. Merino wool top. So Greg is saying that Angora hair can also work as well, and that makes sense. Yeah, cold water is its own challenge, and there's a lot of little tips and tricks that people have developed over the years, and there's a lot of personal preference when it comes to it. Finn Mellon is very experienced windsurfer as well, and yeah, interesting. He uses this. Yeah, I like the merino option. That's probably what I would do. But there's a few other options in here. Cool. You guys have, again, more experience than I have. Um, and sometimes, like, I can't handle having the stuff. So I remember I had a session, now I guess it was a couple years ago, and it was on the Baltic Sea in like March with 0 degrees, and my car said 0 degrees, was blowing. I was fully powered on a 4.5, and I started with gloves and boots, and I just took them off because it was just annoying me so much. And then basically, I just reached the point where my feet were just ice blocks. They didn't work anymore. And my hands were, it's getting hard to hold the boom. And that's when I came in. But it was still okay. I mean, it wasn't really that fun, but it was still okay. I can show you guys, we kind of caught up on the Facebook group. I can show some clips from, let me see if I have some clips from here. Oh yeah, there's one day I've got some clips from. I think the other clips are on a different hard drive. So I'm gonna load up a different screen and show this. So this was a tough day. I was struggling a bit with the all right, I'm having an issue with the screen share. Just bear with me and we'll see if we can get this going. Meanwhile, I want to hear about everyone else's week. If you weren't sailing, what were you doing? Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to see if this works now. All right, I've got to, still working on this. All right, let's see if that works. All right, for some reason the screen share is not working. Let's see if I can drag and drop the video. So this was a spot, this was a session. This was a session from a couple days ago, and I was actually having kind of a hard time. I didn't feel very in sync with what's going on, but I had a few good moments, and these moments are what really helped keep me motivated through the session. And I think that that's a good strategy. So if you are struggling in a session, just look for a few moments. It's not about looking for, um, a big combination of moments, but a little. I was super happy with this little cutback, and that was enough of a moment for me to keep me motivated until I had another moment. Um, all right, let's find another. I can find another clip. Go through it. Meanwhile, you guys can ask any questions, and then I'm going to sign off soon as it's almost time. Time for bed. Get up and go to the course. This is another great exercise. Doing these one-handed cutbacks with the backhand off. They're deceptively hard and deceptively fun. And they also are really good training. The reason that they're really good training is that you have to do everything with your body instead of using the sail, because your hand's not on the sail. And so, yeah, it's a great exercise. You're using your body, you're really surfing without using the sail to steer you around. All right, Tamaz is asking if I am on the new single concave model. I am not. I have some of those boards. I have some customs. I don't have the production ones yet. But the ones that I'm on here, the production boards, they are the 2023 model, which I love, and I haven't gotten the 24 ones yet. Here's another one. I was sailing out sunset. I really like being one of the last ones on the water. It's not too crowded. This is a rare kind of wind direction in Whitsands where it gets side off. Normally it's more onshore here. And like I said, I was kind of struggling with this session. And this was a wave. I wanted a wave with a couple connected turns before going into the beach. And this was that wave. And so this was my last wave of the session. I was particularly happy with this last turn, kind of connecting, and then also getting that connection. Yeah, just throw this one more time, and then I'm going to sign off and get to bed. The masterclass starts tomorrow, and I want to be nice and rested for all of you guys who are in it. All right, I'm going to sign off. Take care. Have a good week. Post in the Facebook group if you get on the water, which I hope you do. Until next week, I hope it's windy. All right, everyone, take care and goodbye.